discussing on YouTube. This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the third album by American rapper Anybody Killa. Based this product is called Dirty History, and it came out in the summer of 2004. Now, within these particular affairs, Anybody Killa, for folks who don't, as Fullbound know, he's a Juggalo rapper within these pitches, pretty much a main sentinel back in the early 2000s days and late 90s days of ICP within pitches like that. Pretty much kind of an usually some of the main type folks that were after ICP in terms like the totem pole of it was Twisted, but then after that you had Blaze Ya Dead Homie and Anybody Killa, folks like that, along with ROC and some of those type folks, and probably a couple other ones as well within those particulars. There's some folks like that, Prozac, some of those type folks in there. At least from what I remember, Prozac and those type fairs. Tech9 was kind of a pretty large honcho within that aspect for a good while as well within pitches like that. It was kind of the aspect. This is an album that came out on the heels of Hatchet Warrior from 2003, which I reviewed back in 2024. Now, by the time you see this particular review, it could probably be somewhere in 2026 pitches like that. It's probably going to be 2026. I'm not full bunch sure when. It may wind up being past like March or April 2026, but it's going to be somewhere in 2026 for probably say the first half of 2026 pitches like that, but I'm reviewing this November 2025 pitches like that, so it's the ordeal as far as saying with this is a blistering type album here, real aspect of pitches like that. From what I remember, I have not purchased Hatchet Warrior yet, but that is an excellent type album that I think I remember giving over a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. It might have even gotten a 10 within those pitches. But still feels, despite the fact that it's only been a little over a year, I think I reviewed Hatchet Warrior back in like August or September 2024 pitches like that, but it still feels like it's been a sufficient while since I reviewed that album, just with me probably having reviewed over 300, 400, probably almost maybe 500 albums, if me doing this in some cases twice a day within these pitches, within these aspects as far as these first albums. So it's just within pitches as far as saying, but this is a blistering album here. Very much a thump and kind of a bass heavy type thump about within these pitches. Definitely reminds like the Juggalo type sound. If you like Twisted's Freak Show, if you like Twisted's Mirror Mirror, some of those type ones, if you like ICP with like the two Bizarre albums from the year 2000, as real affable. There's a real affable type aspect of typical kind of Juggalo sound circa between probably 1999 to 2004, some of those type pitches with the aspect very similar to Amazing Jekyll Brothers and the Bizarre albums, some of those type pitches within the format. In other words, who don't know, is Fullbound the Juggalo lore pitch like that. Just basically sounds like rap rock, kind of like Cottonmouth Kings and like some DVD warning type intro type labels, pitches like that. When you pop like a DVD into your DVD player or the PlayStation, something like that, it's kind of aspects some of those DVD type warning ones that would kind of have that rap rock and kind of like the neon sludge type aspects, kind of the fare of a lot of this on here as far as these pitch games, which is definitely an excellent type ordeals. It has like some rap rock type flair about it, but it just really has like a good bass typeness within it. Just the aspect as far as like some of this crunchy type flair that really has like a differential type tone. This kind of pitch is affable within a sense that there was a single at this product, which I don't remember as Fullbound of Hatchet Warrior had one. I'm going to look that up. Within the aspect, seemingly Hatchet Warrior did not have a single. I think I remember kind of griping about that in a minor test. I didn't Fullbound complain, but just as far as the pitch is kind of saying, it was kind of, it was minorly too bad that didn't have a single, but it did have some underground type songs from what I remember. It did have like a couple songs off that were kind of popular in the word of mouth type flair pitches like that, with some good type ordeals. But this particular album does have a promotional single. It's called Hey Y'all within these pitches, excellent type product. Let's be able to get to some of these on here. There's some good folks on here. Colton Grundy's on here. Colton Grundy, also known as Blaze Ya Dead Homie's on here. Wikipedia refers to Blaze Ya Dead Homie by his name on this particular song, so it's an interesting type pitch. Didn't know that. Violent J's on here. Twisted is on here. Shaggy 2 Dope's on here. Violent J's on here a couple times, so good type pitches within these formats. Real excellently produced type album, just a Juggalo blast as far as those pitches have, just excellent type ordeal as far as the pitch alike. This continues like the further win of like a good string of Juggalo type hits from like those particular ones, like when you think albums like Freak Show and Hatchet Warrior, some of these type ones, the Bizarre albums from the year 2000, probably Hell's Pit in there, some of those type ones, the Green Book, some of those type ones within the pitch. It's a good flair of some of these type ones, this excellent type flair to be able to get towards it. So yeah, I'm gonna feels good to get some of these. So yeah, this basically, I recommend all 16 of the songs off here, including, or not, There's 17 songs on this album. There's really only one song out of the 17 I don't recommend, and that's just Give Me a Beat. But I do recommend the intro as well. So within those pitches, 16 out of 17, simple enough, 10 out of 10. I'll talk about the song I don't recommend after I talk about the single. So just being able to say, Hey Y'all is a nice one, nice real good buzz single pitch like that. It does actually have some commercial flair about it, which is interesting because it's kind of a differential type approach from what I would have thought that anybody Killa, a folk like that probably would have went. Considering that his name is Anybody Killa, it's a little bit different from like an approach from what I probably would have thought he would have went with like a lead single. But it's good type fair to get this. This does have like some commercial kind of slog type feel about it. It's pretty close to like a makeshift grab on here, I would definitely kind of say within the pitch. But yeah, Hey Y'all. Hey Y'all is like a nice floaty kind of in-between kind of neighborhood bop around to kind of get within these products here. Just a house clean type song pitch just like that. Just some extra thought I'd say within these fairs. Just kind of ruminate within the fair, just like daytime passage. Good to pick up some goodies pitches like that. So just kind of, there are some slug type day type ones from what I remember. Yeah, that's what I was going to, there was something I was going to say that I forgot that I was going to say, but the pitch behind, I kind of figured that Anybody Killa was going to go with like an approach like a song like We Don't Die by Twisted, like off of Freak Show, some of those type ones within the pitch. I Fall Apart, some of those type ones with the aspect was a good type fair to kind of get like this relative kind of overcast, this kind of slog type day, similar to some of those type songs that Tech 9 would kind of do in like the absolute power days and pitches like that. Some of those type ones that just feels real overcast and just extra within like a kind of windy kind of disc. Then a windy kind of cool breeze type factor. So excellent type pitch. You like the appeal behind this particular song. It's a real nice one for like neighborhood bops and erranding within pitches like that. Just also a house clean type one, just neighborhood bound within some type aspects within the tone, and just getting some extra tasks kind of taking care of pitches like that. But just a good nice rumination within the fair. There's a little bit of commercial type feel. Now within certain senses, the flair behind this particular song is just the aspect that this does have some good kind of rhythmic kind of bite about it within pitch. Works for like a pretty good relative kind of day passage. This particular album is a lot more swamped within the fashion more so than the full bound, but there are a couple ones on here like Hey Y'all and like another one on here, To Whom This May Concern, and probably at least one other type one I'm thinking like it might actually be Put My Life on It, one of those type ones. I think there's at least 3 of these. I think it might be Put My Life on It, but some of these type ones just work within the pitch as far as like some commerce type ones kind of have like simple kind of erranding. Is a taste of makeshift in like a Juggalo type sense. A good type ordeal. Yeah, the only song I don't recommend off this album is just Give Me a Beat, so talk about that one. The pitch behind this particular one is just the fact I just didn't like the particular boomboxing that kind of went. It's not like that was foul within the pitch, but it's just kind of fair. This was not as catchy as Full Bound and kind of doing almost like an a cappella type song within the pitch as far as putting that together within the aspect. It was just kind of... It's the only real one off here that didn't have like the full blown kind of shrill dynamite about it. It's kind of with that. I mean, it works to like a certain degree within the fashion, just kind of having like a tripped out type sense to it, but just not as full bound, I'd say. So that's the only one. But this album still gets a 10 out of 10. So yeah, there's some nice ones on this album, like Trees and Woods is nice, like a nice powwow and smoke fest kind of fun to kind of get here, just daytime kind of hauntiness, I would say. Good nice one for story time with pals, just pitch like that, just stand kind of kick around pitches like that, just some chillax type fashion with a bunch of pals, pitches like that, just good song for hella memes, pitches like that. Good song for hella memes, pitches like that. So just good, nice song to have like some Popeyes nearby, some Taco Bell, some pitches like that. Just the aspect like good amount of grub and pitches like that. Some of those standard type fares. It's kind of within pitch. Just those typical kind of Juggalo type songs that you would get for like a hella loud kind of smoke fest pitches like that. But just kind of the ordeal. This one is kind of a minimalist type one within a certain type pitch, but this works for like the gas type fare. I mean, this kind of, I feel like probably back in 2004, this would have had more thorough type pitches for something to kind of trip out to it, like the pitch at night, past 10 o'clock p.m. But this works for like the relative fare. Just like in a gas type song. There are some gas type songs on here that have that shrill type factor. There's another one on here I'm trying to think of, like Can't Help It. Some of these type ones that are kind of within the pitch as far as like stuff to listen to that's kind of real shrill and just tormented, but kind of the aspect of something to listen to at like 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it does that within the particular appeal. Down here is a nice one that says Violent J on here. It's dope that he's on here twice as well within pitches like that. Down here is like a dope drooping kind of bop along to kind of get within products of it. It's a gothic kind of residential routine, I'd say. Pretty similar to like Hey Yell, but just a little bit more in a club-centric typeness about it. Just a little bit more rhythm to your step, pitches like that. It's like some good vintage kind of early 2000s Juggalo as far as those fares gonna have. So this one of those type ones going for like a pot run, simple type run, going to Subway, selling some pitches, just figuring out the fare, just like a typical kind of disc strut and things like that. Has some rhythmic jive about it. This is a pretty immediate type one. For the most part, the thing about Anybody Kill is just the fact because he doesn't really commonplace drop albums, and the Juggalo lore within folks that are not within that tight circle is kind of the pitch as far as saying it's a little bit more here and there, trying to find like his particular songs that have like the most bite in terms of like the immediate type ones to go for. Like there were some ones on Hatchet Warrior, like I was saying. Had some word of mouth about it, but within that, not having a single, and Juggalo airplay is kind of here and there within the aspect of really getting radio type songs, kind of the pitch that some of these kind of feel like that. But Down Here is definitely an immediate one. Like the second most popular song is kind of there's not much competition for the second most popular song off this album. I'd have to say the rest of these that are the closest thing to the second most popular song have over 100,000 plays. This particular one, Down Here, has over 100,000 plays, but it's just kind of pitch that there's not one that's anywhere close to like the almost 1.4 million plays that Hey Y'all kind of has. So it's just the pitch, but probably I get to say the second most popular song, which has 163,000 plays, is just To Whom This May Concern. But there's some gems in here within the product, but I don't know the casual full-bound bite of them, just because it's kind of within the pitch. It's just kind of here and there with like, you know, it haven't been over 20 years pitches like that. But he is a pretty popular fellow. But he is pretty near the top within the Juggalo lore, pitches like that. So good type ordeals. Charlie Brown is a nice one. It's like a lazy and malaise kind of smoke trip to get, but just ruffled within the tone behind it. This particular song is talking about the factoid of just smoking with folks that don't have like the most aspect to kind of ganja pitch like that, kind of the flare, just still stuck on like some cheaper ganja pitch like that. Was kind of the ordeal. Now I would say within the product there are some folks, I think it's important not to get too addicted to high quality weed within these pitches, because then you always have to constantly spend a lot more money within those pitches to have those smoke products. I recognize within some senses, within certain fashions, smoking low grade weed when you are used to high grade weed might give you like a headache or something like that, but it's important not to get too full bound addicted where it stockpiles all your money. Pitches like that is kind of the ordeal. But look after just kind of the fares, just kind of the fashion of this. Weeding out like the aspects as far as going with the product is smoking with some of these type folks just within the product. I would definitely say there's like a song in need of pick me ups, I'd say, as an antidote to that pitches like that. Good nice song to bust out the Crown Royal, some of those type pitches, just kind of the fare. There are ways around those products within those pitches. I wouldn't necessarily ditch or cast aside those particular pals that don't have as quality ganja pitches like that. It's just kind of ordeal. But I look after it. It's a good, nice song. It definitely has a real leery, this real swamped and kind of malaise type tone within the pitch of this song. Real excellent aspect. This is a relative standout off this album within these pitches. Another nice one to go for. Real nice one. To Whom This May Concern is nice as well. It's like a slumped and forlorn kind of overcast fog to get within these aspects. It's a good personal kind of hero, I'd say, amidst like some commute as far as what's going to happen. So good within the pitch. Just a forlorn kind of day pitch like that. It's another one that has some radio appeal about it within those pitches as far as the format's going to happen. It's a good, nice one to listen to with Hey Y'all, some of those type ones. It's a good type of appeal for like getting like those particular ones that just kind of within the aspect, more or less kind of Juggalo blue collar within the pitch. It's kind of one of those type ones. Not so much a rainy type song where it's kind of moody within pitches like that, but it's kind of a personal type one within that thug pain and pitches like that that Tupac would kind of do, just in a more Juggalo type sense that has that particular aspect about it. Put My Life on It is nice as well. Put My Life on It's like a day slag amidst like a solid head trip, I'd say here. Just get a few things done and enjoying the commute as far as this pitch kind of happens. So dismiss the product of just being productive pitches like that, but just having like some good flair of just kind of being tore up pitches like that. Walking into Walmart where you might be a little bit tore up pitches like that. Now not to say within the aspect of driving, but having some particular standard fellow that just has you maybe within the fashion, having some particular fellow maybe within the fashion having some particular fellow that gets you there, so just picking up some supplies pitches like that will just enjoy like a good trip out within those fashions as far as those pitches can happen. Now obviously within the fashion, that pretty much also just within the pitch of just walking to a Walmart or a Target, some of those places, just picking up some of those standard supplies pitches like that, but just kind of miss the ordeal, just head trip type fun pitches like that, just amidst like further kind of commute and commerce within those pitches, just miss the product like weekday or just standard slog of it as far as these pitches going to happen. It doesn't matter is a nice one. This is a real affable type one. This is another relative commercial type one. This has some personal It doesn't matter has some personable trudge about it, like 8 Mile, the 8 Mile Run song, the second single off the 8 Mile soundtrack by Eminem. The 8 Mile Road song, the second single off the 8 Mile soundtrack by Eminem. The lead single is Lose Yourself. The second single is 8 Mile Road, but that like the particular 8 Mile Road type song, like the particular 8 Mile Road type song and Clocks by Coldplay, some of those kind of harrowing type ones within like that relative kind of imperative type feel that just kind of feels overcast and bleary pitch like that. It's just kind of some bleary day sludge for like some commute pitch like that. So some of those type ones, I would almost say the Speed of Sound by Coldplay as well, but that one kind of came out. I feel like some of those type songs, the 8 Mile Road and Clock, some of those type ones were kind of ones that were popular 2002, 2003 when that kind of imperative and dramatic kind of this makeshift push was kind of going along with the product of this, the standard work shift hero and some of those type products that just kind of had you it's kind of a taste of real within some of the pitches within the fair. It's interesting to kind of get like a Juggalo spin on that as far as what's going to happen with like It Doesn't Matter. Party at the Liquor Store is nice. It's a real standout of a song. It's like a loud pack kind of turn up, just rounding up supplies and folks. I'd say here within the aspect is getting like the standard, getting the APVs out within those pitches as far as like the format, some things to get crunk to, getting like the red cups, the napkins, the paper plates, some stuff aspects, the frozen pizzas, all the good stuff within those pitches amongst the product of it, the Bic lighters, all that good fare. Getting some folks getting the word out pitches like that is kind of a sound off type song and a real hot type song kind of get within those pitches as far as like the tear up. It's kind of within the pitch, just a traditional kind of primer pitch like that. Just real Apple type song. Definitely like the product this particular fair about it. It's a good, nice banger. Bombs on You is nice as well. It's like a new metal like prowling to get in like a duck. Bombs on You is nice as well as like a new metal like prowling to get in like a dust shift as far as these pitches can have them. Just leftover kind of grocery run and grab like some Taco Bell also within those pitches. Good, nice flair for that. So Bombs on You is just typical kind of early 2000s kind of Juggalo jaunt pitches like that. Just some of those type of ordeals, just like a hop around pitch, like that hop and bop type flair within a more commerce type sense. Good product of that. Just enjoying kind of the horrorful kind of just enjoying like the horrorful in a good way kind of traffic pitches like that within those ordeals, I'd have to say. Retaliate is nice as well. Retaliate's like a slug kind of hood hop and strolling to kind of get within these aspects. Just have like some Cheez-Its, things like that nearby in backwoods, some stuff flares within it. Just homies kind of check in, I'd say. Just the 411 unlike the recent, some of those type pitches to say about it. It's good type product. Kind of further type pop off type moments as well within the aspect. Goes along pretty well with Party at the Liquor Store, but just a little bit more with the neighborhood bound pitches like that. It's kind of fair, just like standard DAP with pals pitches like that as far as getting towards the product, what's going to happen next with some of those type fairs. Laugh at You is nice as well. It's like an awkward and extra kind of day, I'd say, within the products of it here. Just kind of wrap up loose ends kind of within the fair. Just kind of trudge for like a pizza, some of those type stress within pitches. Figure out some neighborhood bound type stuff to do. Just kind of some hustlage within it. So this is kind of one of those type ones. Kind of feels like a nostalgia. It's kind of a more personable type one within the aspects behind it as far as what's going to happen, but this works for like the aspect of this like in between type sessions, pitches like that, of this kind of getting like the task of this, getting like the task of day fair taken care of just within the pitch. Probably it's not as if there couldn't be some smokish type fare within it, but it just kind of feels like more of a productive type song within the pitch, of just like standard chore type song or just relative kind of hustlage within the product, just getting like some wrap-ups in there just within the aspect of like going for a goodie run, some type pitches as well within the aspect of a good type fare. Navajo is a nice one as well. This Navajo is a nice one as well. This is good product. Navajo is a nice one as well as like a basic town romp and stomping grounds kind of get within the aspects here. Just pick up lays, Vicks, and incense zones type pitches within the aspect as far as those tones going to happen. Vic lighters, what I mean by that, and incense zones type flares, lays, chips, zones type products. Just typical kind of day slug within the aspects of it. It's good particular product to out and around pitches like that. It's dope that Shaggy 2 dopes on this song as well within these pitches. Excellent type fare for it. So just kind of a Juggalo type hangout type session, but more in the fashion is wanderlust in mind is kind of the traverse of it within pitches like that. Typical kind of frolic within the aspect that is swamped out within some type products within it. So probably a good probably a good swisher in your ear or something like that within the product, but just extra type fare within the pitch. Just some kind of jovial kind of get around. So this is pretty good frog within the aspect, and that was one thing I remembered about like Hatchet Warrior, was that particularly had some pep about it within those pitches. That was a particular album that kind of had like the swampness about it, but was kind of in a relatively kind of jolly mood. Was kind of the pitch as far as saying, despite the fact that it was kind of a Juggalo and kind of like haunting type album, it also had the pitch of just like some kind of that kind of spiffy and joviality to it, just a little bit more jolly within the aspects. This particular one is kind of the aspects. This is a little bit more swamp. This one's a little bit more tripped out compared to Hatchet. This particular one has a little bit more tripped out type fashions compared to Hatchet Warrior, but I still think it's within the pitch of having that like that relative kind of just pep within the aspect, just kind of enjoying like the aspect of like the the daytime terror in the pitch of like the daytime terror in the aspect of like the Juggalo atmosphere pitches like that. So some good type products for like the swampness. So just pretty affable with like the activeness, I'd say, within the tone. Good type flair. Intro is nice as well. It's like a glared and swampy kind of zone out to kind of get within the products of it. Just recollect pitches like that. It's a good song to good song to recollect real quick and make like a sandwich. Some of those type pitches. Load your pipes. Some of those type pitches with the aspect. Just get some ganja going. Some pitches like that. Good type fares. I mean, this is a relatively brief and snappy type song, but it does have an instrumental to it. Pitch like that has a good kind of outer loop, or does have some vocals and flares like that about it. So it's kind of within trip out type fashion, but so this traditional kind of trip out type one within the pitch. Just good type flares to just something to real to get crunk and things like that within those pitches for as the format's going to happen. I'm trying to think if there's other songs I haven't talked about on here. I don't think I talked about Stick and Move. That's another one I haven't gotten to yet. Stick and Move is nice as well as like a neighborhood gauze with chores / time waste to kind of have within these aspects. Just have like an OJ and a vodka, some of those type pitches. It's kind of some typical sludge. This one's just a little bit more homebound within the pitch. Just some just routine kind of romps, is whether it is a couple of chores just to pick up, you know, rake a little bit in the yard, pitch like that, or some of those type fares. Just some quick type pitch. It is something. Pull like a weed out of the yard or something like that within those pitches. Just kind of form of just extra type fare, but just, yeah, symbol type aspect. Just have some homies nearby pitches like that. Have a couple OJs and vodka, some type pitches with the aspect. Just kind of the dredge type aspect. Just swamp type feeling. Just round the block kind of commotion, basic kind of 411 pitches like that, just within RDL. So good type product about it, good aspects there. I think that virtually takes care of the rest of this album within these pitches as far as these formats going to happen. So that's it. I think I talked about every last other one of these within the pitch behind it. There might be one more I haven't talked about, which is the song Oh No. Oh No is nice as well. It's like a drooping and Hellstony kind of vintage kind of Juggalo pastime, and I'd say here is some recent 411 pitches like that. Some type flares about it. Just Arby's on the table, some good type products like that. Just good product to kind of get the kickoffs going, pitches like that. Feels just like The Great Malenko by ICP and Freak Show by Twisted Stones type fare. So just typical kind of late 90s, early 2000s Juggalo type fare pitch like that. Just good aspects like that. Grub Nearby, Hell, Smoke Fast pitches like that. Just the standard fares and DVDs on some pitches like that. Some of those type movies within the aspect. Minority Report, Speed, some of those type movies with an aspect as far as those tones going to have some excellent type pitches. But yeah, I look after the sound, good 10 out of 10 album here within these aspects, just within the tone. Maybe there's one more song I haven't talked about on here. I don't know if I talked about Can't Help It either, so there might be another one within these pitches. Can't Help It's like a nice jazzy commerce, just Can't Help It's like a nice jazzy commerce and out in the wind, I'd say, within the products of it here. Just daytime kind of torment and hangout prime as far as these pitches going to happen. You know, just some daytime torment, similar to songs like Fall Apart. Similar to songs like I Fall Apart by Twisted, but just not as dramatic as that particular one. It's kind of an overcast type one within the fair, just out in the commerce, out in like the traffic of it, going to a head shop real quick, picking up like something good. Some of those stuff, probably getting some incense. Some of those stuff fairs. It's kind of a nice jazzy type feel. This good, nice primer for some kickoff type moments later within those pitches. Have a couple homies with you within the pitch list, like some wanderlust and good type fairs for like some commotion, excitement pitches like that. I'd say so. That's the product about this album. I think now I talked about all of these. 10 out of 10 album within pitches like that. The social score I'm going to go ahead and give. I do like the fact that it had a single this time, pitches like that, but I kind of feel like within the fair, anybody Killa, although he's a pretty near the top on the totem pole, like the Juggalo fair pitch like that, it's kind of the ordeal. I feel like with this product being over 20 years old, pitches like that, and ICP is always going to have his popularity pitches like that, but it's kind of the ordeal. This question, how many folks are going to continue to dig into some of these type ones within pitch as far as giving this product a whirl and pitches like that. I'm going to go ahead and give this social score like a 10 out of 10. It's kind of the pitch as far as saying within the aspect, it may be more like a 9.75 or 9.5 just within the pitch, like the recognition that kind of gets. It does have some commercial ones on here. There are a good series of immediate type ones like Party at the Liquor Store, Hey Y'all, the single, Charlie Brown's pretty nice, To Whom This May Concern has a pretty nice commercial type of feel in like a slog type sense. It's a real nice rainy type one, or makeshift kind of dredge of one. Can't help it's kind of exciting like an overcast type feel. Bombs on You has some good pop-off type appeal. Down Here is a nice one that has Violent J, and they both do a good job on that particular song. So pitches like that. Navajo has two dope on there. Pitches like that, flex and tear up. Stomping Grounds type fair, pick up some supplies. There's just some ones for pitches like that. Good amount. There's some commerce type ones on here with some good pitches like that. Just a miss like the fair, like the makeshift kind of dredge. A little bit of makeshift on here, like I was saying. Traditional kind of Juggalo hangout type songs, pitches like that for like Smoke Fest, and even some outdoor type ones, backyard type noise, and just going out to the forest, pitches like that, and smoking. Have some Taco Bell or Arby's, pitches like that. Some of those fairs, definitely. The makeshift ones do hit heavier than expected within these pitches, so it does have the product like some ones for like blue collar and work shift type fair pitches like that. There are some trip out type ones to get to, some romping type songs pitches like that, plenty of these type ones, and just overall this is a pretty like tripped out type out, so you're definitely going to have a pretty blistering type time with like the aspect of like recreation, good fairs like that. But it does keep there's enough steadfastness about this product where it's not slack, so it's within the pitch So it's within the pitch like that as well. So I look within the pitch with 10 social. In terms of the future, it's actually kind of tricky within the aspect. I'm not as full-blown sure what particularly anybody Killa's dropped in these recent times. Like this being, I'll say, yeah, he at least dropped an album in 2019. Supposedly there might be one coming in 2025, but there's been some stuff that like he did. I want to say like EPs or something like that. He's dropped some degree of stuff. He's dropped some recent stuff, at least within the past 5, 6, or 7 years. Pitches like that was kind of the ordeal. He doesn't commonly drop within these pitches, just within the aspect. I want to say, like, he only dropped how many albums in like the prime years, like the Juggalo type pitch within like the late 90s, early 2000s pitch like that. But this is a banner type one, definitely with an excellent type of appeal, real blistering type one, easy classic pitch like that. It's kind of an underground type rumbler, kind of an uncommon, kind of a lateral type one that really nails the appeal behind a good pitch like that. So definitely recommendable within the pitch, but you have to kind of seek it out, but it is worth it once you get towards that product of it.